Hey trophies, welcome to this week's 35-minute sun workout. I'm so proud of you for jumping into this class because we're gonna be doing that 20-minute sun workout plus some extra cardio. And we've got new cardio moves this week. They're different from last week's. And then we're gonna crush the same moves as my 20-minute sun workout so that we get that muscle memory, that mind to muscle connection. And then we're gonna have ourselves a fabulous quickie 35-minute workout because 35 minutes, it's not very long. We got it handled, right? That's why we're here today, because we've got the time for it and we're gonna shine. Let's go ahead and start. As you know, I'm Trophy Sally. I'm so glad that you're here with me right now because there's no reason to jump alone, but when I know I have you here with me jumping, it just means so much more to me. So let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's start with our hip twists. Again, always honor your energy levels, go with your energy. So if you wanna take out a mid bounce here and get into some faster paced hip twists, do it. Otherwise, stay easy breezy, lemon squeezy. All of these routines can be approached easy world or a little bit more higher intensity. And so it's up to you how you're feeling. Hips thrusting here, my favorite move. Keeping the balls of the feet connected and then stabilizing through your strong trophy legs and then arching through the lower back. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the core and the lower back. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do some swan dives. So we're going to stretch out, feeling the stretch through the forearms, wrists, and then stabilizing through the back and lats. Boom. And then up we go, connecting at the top, and then getting into our beautiful trophy dive pose here. Really connecting with the center of our mat and spine and jaw, and then out and down. Beautiful. Let's hold here for 3. Stretch, stretch, and relax. Let's do some Tai Chi twists, guiding your way around and stabilizing through that back leg. I like a little glute squeeze here as well. Twisting, and then you've got that handlebar stability, so when you twist, you can hold upright, and then come gently back around. Twist the other way, all the way around, beautiful. You just feel like you get right into position here with these beautiful Tai Chi twists. Last one, standing poised and tall. Your teeth are saying hello together. Let's go ahead and turn to the side, hunching our upper back and shoulders up, and then dropping down, bobbing, 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 and then dropping our palms down. Feeling the backs of the legs. Allowing our upper body to come down as much as we feel. It's very comfortable to just get into that easy position where you're feeling the stretch, but you're not overstretching. And then you can have movement in your feet, back and forth. And then you can drop down a little lower, bend the knees too. There's no rules. You can bend your knees if you're still feeling a stretch. And then let's lighten up and come back up and stand up and let the blood rush back down. Lactic acid pump out. Let's pick up our bounce and let's do some front toe touches with 2 mid bounces. Crossing over and touching, holding the handlebar for 75% of the move unless you're crossing over to touch your other toe. And then stabilizing through your upper body, still upper body, so that you can really feel your core symmetry, working your obliques and your abs, and then of course your flexibility. Lift 2 more. Lift side kicks with the lift of the arm, stretching through your inner thigh, and then stretching through your side. Perfect, and your lat. Stabilizing, right? Feeling that stillness in your body. Perfect. 2 more. And then back kick with the front push. And feeling your chest staying square to the front. And then adding or subtracting mid bounces as desired. Perfect. Hacky sack. Twist and lift. Stretching through your hips. And then adding that little twist, stabilizing. Perfect. Excellent. 4, 3, 2, and 1. At the 30, we're going down to plank. Get with me right here. 3, 2, 1. Dropping down into a beautiful plank. Anytime you need to lift your hips up to take a break, do it. Otherwise, holding here, and then right hand up to push up. Staying very calm in your breath and body. Right hand down to plank. Left hand up to push up. And we're using our core strength. We're trying to stay aligned in our spine and neck and legs. Left hand down to push up. Plank, I mean. Right hand up. Right hand down. Calm breath, quiet breath. Left hand up. Left hand down. Try to take any tension out of your neck and just relax. Left hand up. Hold strong. 20 more seconds. Right hand down. Right hand up. Let's hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your hips, step forward, and then come up and totally relax. Let's get ready for our waist hold, power pose, glute squeeze, point the feet out, tuck the buns in, and then put the wedge of your hands right on your waist so that you can grab arm activation here. And then with your squeeze in your glutes and also in your legs, inner thighs, I feel it, we can stabilize and add that amazing resistance to our firm, flexed trophy body. Also have a sense of ease in your body. There's always a balance of flexed and poise, easy poise. Feel yourself landing more through the balls of your feet so that you're really stretching through your glutes by tucking them under and feeling your hips kind of sticking out, your knees kind of sticking out. Beautiful. Going to the 20. Keep going, keep holding. 5, 4, glutes, arms, arms, 2, and 1, and then relax. Perfect. We're gonna do the shoulder hold next. So go ahead and grab your shoulders, and then we're gonna bounce the middle of our mat. What I want is for us to stabilize through our back. A slight arch in the back, bunny hops, so that there's a little bit of a firmness happening in the core for that extra stability through the bouncing. Then we get more activation, and I want you to feel that symmetry working in your shoulders. As you stabilize through your shoulders, then every bounce is pulling on both of your shoulders evenly. And then you're just gently bunny hopping, bunny bouncing right in the middle of your mat, having it be easy. Pushing more through the balls of your feet, but just being natural with it. No tension in the neck, holding strong. Going all the way to 8:30. Stay relaxed. Calm your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop. Fully recovering. Then we're gonna do our jump fitness. Here we go. All right. Jump fitness, I keep doing that. Jump fitness, in and out. So now, stabilize here. Breath still. You're still breathing, but you're calm, you're relaxed, you're letting the activation build up. And if too much activation happens, just pop up a little bit more. No reason to ever push yourself into the uncomfortable zone, unless you're here to push yourself into the uncomfortable zone. but I hope that you're being as consistent as you can be, even if you're going there, because sometimes it's hard to stay as consistent when we hit uncomfortable. We want to stay comfortable. Then we associate all good with jumping instead. It's you and your breath. You're running the engine. Stabilize. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fully relax. Recover. Thank you, lactic acid pump out. Thank you, ski jumps. Now we can do the ski jumps. So here we are, pushing against our resistance mat at the angles, getting our inner outer thighs and working our obliques and our back and our core. So we're lightly holding on with both hands or one hand, and then we're letting our legs glide back and forth. Now I know I go fast, but honor yourself and go at your pace. Drive your engine in the fun, comfortable zone, and then stay present in your leg muscles. Be right there with your body because you're feeding your muscles the oxygen they're asking for. Perfect. Going strong. 2, 1. Relax. Excellent. Last one, triple point bunny hops. In 3, 2, and 1. So triple point bunny hops right down the middle of your mat with or without your handlebar, because you could have your hands twisting, arms twisting to keep you balanced, or you can have your hands lightly on your handlebar and then have this be about twisting your hips at each 180-degree twist. Pew, pew, pew. And then driving your car at your speed. Positioning your body so you're comfortable, so you're loose, so you're strong, so you're poised in your posture. Excellent. 20 more seconds. Working those legs. Quads, quads, quads. Core, core, core. You got it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fully relax. Now we're going to sit down. So pump that lactic acid out. My scrunchie loose. Okay, so we get to rock or hold the boat. So we're gonna sit here. I have my legs crossed because I don't want to show you here, but you don't have to have your legs crossed. So hold with no bounce or with a bounce. Hands here, here, or here. And if you want, you can also rock the boat. And you can have your hands come down to the mat, or you can have your hands float, or you can have your hands on your handlebar. Find your groove, hold it. And you don't have to bounce. At any point, you can stop bouncing, you can start bouncing, you can barely bounce. It's all about having fun and noticing that you feel empowered because you're going at your favorite intensity, and then you have room to push a little bit. Excellent job. Let's hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Scooch back and rainbow, what did I call these? Rainbow bounces. So touch the rim to the side and reach out and up and down. And then out and up, stretching here and then down. And so not just bridge it out, or rainbow. I wanted to call it rainbow bridge. We're not crossing over any rainbow bridges. We're just making rainbow bridges. Here we are in the air. And our legs are working, our abs are working, our hip flexors are working, our back is working. We have our teeth closed, eyes relaxed. 20 more seconds. When we get up to this up position here, we're sure stabilizing through the core. I love it. And when we're to the side, flying sideways Superman. And the other side, of course. 3, 2, 1. Rock or hold the boat. You'll find each position with your hands being harder or easier. And if it's easier, then you can have more control. So it's not always about going right to the hardest position, because then sometimes you lose focus and you end up having to stop. But find the position that you have the most control in, so you can hold it the whole minute. We're going for 30 more seconds. You can straighten your legs. We're gonna do V-ups in the moon workout if you haven't already done it. So hold with me here for the fun in the hold. And then we'll do sit, bounce, rainbows for 1 more minute. And then we'll pop up and do some hamstrings and glutes. And then we'll get into our bonus time. All right, sit back and then do your rainbows. I just love it. After a few rainbows and I really start to feel that activation, and then I can be present in every bounce, because every bounce counts. Every bounce is working my trophy body. It's just like anything. The more present we are, then the more we get out of it, right? In life, the more present we are, then the more we really appreciate and understand the moment as being the moment that we are in time. And here in jumping instead, in these classes, when we're present, we really get to be in our bodies in every position, creating flexibility, strength, and health. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Let's go ahead and pop back up, and then we'll get right into our bottoms up half fold squat bounce. So it's bottoms up. We're gonna get started in 2, 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna bend over, and I actually like to come all the way down to bottoms up, except my booty is sticking out, and then I can let go of the rim of my rebounder and then just bob into the stretch in the backs of my legs. We also have to consider our lower back here. So if you have any lower back strain and you need to tuck your hips under, just come up a little higher, dig your heels in, and spread your heels apart so that you feel activation in your hips and in your legs. You can even touch your legs and feel that activation, that contraction. If you can stretch through your hamstrings and stick your booty out and bob through your heels in this very low half fold, fantastic. You can also hold your handlebar, and you can pull, you can just hold here, and then you can sit back into your heels and push the bob that will activate into your hamstrings and glutes. Beautiful. 2 and 1. And then relax your knees and legs, come back up, realign, and then we're gonna do some front kicks. How many times can I go around here? 3, 4, and 5. So front kicks, hamstrings. So we're gonna do the toe touches, 2 mid bounces, or 1 mid bounce. How are we feeling? Reps are reps. It does not matter if you have 2 mid bounces or 1 mid bounce, because you can be more precise with your movements with 2 mid bounces. If you're just at that point where you have to go 1 mid bounce, that's fine too. Hit whatever pace you're feeling. And flip-flop back and forth between them, depending on how you're feeling. Because you know when you're in the fun zone, and you know when you're in pushing the fun, comfortable, uncomfortable zone. 2 and 1, relax. We're gonna go back down into the squat bounce, all the way bottoms up style, stretching through here, and then keeping our upper body low so that we just keep that stretch in the booty and the hamstrings. Flat feet here. And then option of holding on to the rim of our rebounder or pushing the palms down or handlebar. I'm not even kidding you. Like seriously, why wouldn't we use our rim or our handlebar, right? Because then we can stretch deeper. Maybe we wouldn't use it because it stretches almost too deep. So it's up to us, what's feeling fun? What's getting activation? And then if you need to tuck under again, just push your feet in and spread apart and get activation as you bob your legs in. Still holding the handlebar, still holding down onto your rim, just having a little bit of more ease in your back. Perfect. Come back up and relax. And we're gonna do calf pumps. So calf pumps. 2, give our legs a little recovery, and then we're gonna get into our 4-minute formula, our new 4-minute formula, times 3. So calf pumps can be done in many ways. Back to back, pumping up through the calves, through the balls of the feet, or with mid bounces. And then you just throw some calf pumps and then drop. And then push up and drop. And then you can switch your positioning around. So you work into your calves and ankles in all the positions. And then you could even bend your feet up. You can straighten your legs and bounce into your heels for that little opposite calf stretch. And then we can go back to calf pumps. All right, now we're ready for our 4-minute formula. The first move is mountain climbers. So mountain climbers look like this with no mid bounce, or like this with a mid bounce. So pick your speed. What we want is for you to balance. So you could even drop your hands and put your hands on your handlebar, just like this. Each lift of the knee, so if for any reason your handlebar is not positioned so that you can't lift your knees up facing forward, just turn to the side and do your best. You could also just try to sit back so that your knees don't hit the handlebar. And if you want, you can come into no mid-bounce mountain climbers. Or you're just doing an easy jog, and then you're reaching your arms up. Opposite for that added mountain climber effect. All right, this is minute 1. Minute 2, side crunches. 2 on each side. We're gonna slow down the next round. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1. So you have the option of going faster, 1, 2, or, and then more mid bounces. 2, 1, and 2, okay? So just add or subtract mid bounces. What I want is for 2 on each side, and then a switch. And a crunch. When we lift that knee up, that's what a side crunch is all about. Getting the crunch as we pull our elbow down. I tend to pull the elbow behind the knee and get that super crunch and that hip flexibility, the stability through the standing leg. All is happening at the same time. Beautiful. Minute 2 is done. Minute 3 is crazy legs. So crazy legs is just a little lift in the heel behind you and a toe touch. And if you have any trouble with this move, you can just lift and do a quad stretch. But we do have the option of picking up to a full, no mid bounce, crazy leg, like we did in my 12-minute cardio HIIT workout. That's on YouTube for free. So this is the option here, or with a mid bounce, holding our handlebar, opposite arms, or just quad kicks. Quad kicks feel good. Crazy legs are quad kicks. And if we have no mid bounce, we don't get as much stretch into the quads, but we're working other body parts. We're working the core, the back, and cardio because we're in a higher intensity movement. All right, that was minute 3. Minute 4 is crisscross with the full twist. You're also welcome to hold the handlebar for 30 on the right and 30 on the left. Otherwise, the full twist. So we've got options for this 4-minute formula that we already crushed once. So we'll do twice more through, and then we're gonna finish with alphabet, and then a quick optional lay down inversion to really calm the central nervous system. So crisscrosses here can be easy world, or we can go deeper and lower and faster. And then again, you can have one hand holding onto the handlebar at all times. All right, let's get started with the 4-minute formula again. Mountain climbers, okay? 3, 2, 1. For easy world mountain climbers, you can just do a low jog and have your hands reaching up. And I like to think about going up that mountain, so then I put a little stretch in my lats and reach up like I'm climbing up a rock. And then any point we could add a mid bounce. And we don't need to keep our knees high, kick our knees high up so that we don't have to hit the handlebar. But if you want to, you can always. Just gonna stay right here. Concentrate on my breath, driving my car, staying calm, staying centered, teeth closed. Stillness is the way to be these days. It's my new thing. Stay still. Mind, body, and soul. Stay still. All right, side crunches. So now we're going to do one on each side. So we can either flip-flop back and forth, just like this, or have some mid-bounces. Crunch, crunch, 2, 3, crunch, crunch, perfect. Or just take that mid-bounce out. Or flip-flop, play. It's all about playing. And crunching the abs. Lift the knee up. Pull that elbow down and back. And get that core crunch. And if you do it right, you're working into your abs as well, your six-pack. So stay stable in your body and work your form and get it. But you can stay more focused on the side. Side crunches, beautiful. 5 more seconds, crazy legs, 2 and 1. Crazy legs or quad stretch kicks, which I'm telling you, the quad stretch strengthening move is phenomenal. The crazy legs is fun too. Very oblique focused without the mid bounce. We can even focus on the obliques with the mid bounce. Staying in the fun zone, which is the centered zone, where we're staying centered, we're not losing focus. There are no rules other than having fun. All right, last minute is the crisscross with the full twist or the 30 seconds on the right. I'll go ahead and do 30-30 with you this round so that you can see how it looks. The arm twisting around adds so much to that side stretch, that side activation. Because remember, stretching is lengthening, and lengthening means that the muscles are flexing. Because when they lengthen in their lengthened position, they flex, they contract, because they have to stop themselves from overstretching. So you get a flex just by lengthening, which means you get a contraction, which means you're building when you stretch just as much as when you contract and shorten the muscles. Oh, we totally missed the 30. I love you all so much, I'm sorry. Twisting, twisting. And you probably already saw the 30 and you switched. All right, last 4 minutes, mountain climbers. Staying stable here, climbing up that rock wall face, straight up. We get to land into our resistance mats. How lucky are we? I know, we're so smart, we're so genius. Landing on a resistance mat so that we get that tug, that pull of resistance, strength training. We're so smart. Hitting a floor would just be so last season. So last season. Humans are smart. That's why they made rebounders, right? 3, 2, side crunches. You have the option of doing 1 or 2. I left it up to you. I'll go ahead and do 2 because I'm in my groove. If you like the 1, you're just like, woo, boom, boom, or you're just hitting the 1 with the mid bounces, stay there. 2 is fun too. These classes are designed for you to free flow to an extent. Follow my lead and then find your groove so that you go like this. At the end of class, you said, yes, yes, yes. I did my best. I feel good. I feel energized and I want more. I'm hungry for more. Rather than, that kicked my butt. Do you see how my voice squeaked? That kicked my butt. Do I really want to go tomorrow? I probably need a day off. Then we're taking days off. 3, 2, 1, crazy legs. Have you been doing crazy legs with me? Do you want to switch to the quads, stretching? Let's do it. Lengthening, strengthening, stretching, flexibility. Flexibility, flexibility, the 2 words. Flexibility is having that nice ability to stretch in your joints, and then the flexibility you get from having flexibility, meaning you get to flex more in your muscles when you have flexibility in your joints. And you get it by jumping instead. You don't have to know any more than that. Just know lengthening and shortening are both crushing your trophy body. 4, 3, 2, crisscross. Shall I do it right with you this time? Right hand switching at the left, at the 30 to the left, or left hand first. Left hand swinging so that you can mirror me. Boom, boom. Guiding yourself, feeling free flowing. And you can just be going super easy here too. Switch, perfect. And if you're doing both, that's awesome. All right, so the alphabet for the 30-minute 33, we're gonna crush it twice through. After a quick cool down, 15-second cool down, we're gonna do the alphabet twice through. Keep going here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now align, realign, health pump, and recover. Alphabet mouth training, jaw training, twice through the alphabet. Exaggerate. 2, 1. A, B, C. Z, A, B, C. Let's do it one more time. Y, Z, A, B, C. Fatigue. W, X, Y, Z. All right. Now let's give ourselves the option of health bouncing meditation for the last minute or inverting. I didn't tell you to grab your towels, but you should by now keep a towel close by. You're always welcome to pause the video too and then come back for 1 minute of relaxed inversion. Something about the inversion, I'm telling you, is so wonderful. So give yourself the inversion. If you need a pillow too, it's nice to have your head on a pillow. but the towel will suffice for maybe most of us. Just relax. Feet, teeth are closed still, lips are closed. Wonderful. Who's feeling a little numb in their jaw from that jaw training that we just did? Having the legs inverted, I know, right? Recovery. Recovery for even just 20 seconds not being missed in this class. 35 minutes on the rebounder is quite a while to be jumping and to be resistance training and doing all of the things all at once, you know. This is a concentrated form of exercise. And so that means that any amount of time that we're doing, our bodies are really feeling like we're doing more if we're comparing it to other forms of exercise. So 35 minutes is an awesome amount of time. So I'm so proud of you for getting through this class, for getting this class in today, for your trophy body. Every day you jump, you have your trophy body. I know, and even if you're a jumper but you miss a day, that's fine too. I just know that once we really start to build that strong relationship with our rebounder, we really do feel like we want to be on it every day, even if it's just for 30 seconds in the morning. That's it. That could be our one time in the day, but we know that even just that 30 seconds brings that efficient lymphatic pumping. If we do some hip thrusting, that will stretch out our back for the whole rest of the day. And then we also are just, you know, putting that resistance, that increased gravity against our bones and against every organ, every cell in the entire body. So that's what I love about just continuing to get on our rebounders and get to class and notice that our relationship with our rebounder is really building and building, and we're starting to connect to rebounding, and we see ourselves now rebounding, and we will see ourselves being jumpers for the rest of our lives, because we can't imagine ever not jumping. And then as we get into those times in our lives when others around us are starting to notice that they need to start prioritizing their lymphatic health in order to keep their immune system strong. They need to prioritize their bone health in order to keep their bones strong, and also their muscle health in order to keep their muscles strong. You know that you've already got it all handled because you're increasing your immune system, keeping it strong so that you can stay on your feet every day, feeling healthy and strong. Your joints are strong and flexible, so you have that beautiful mobility. You've got your strong muscles that are going to keep you walking and moving for the rest of your life. And then you've got those bones that are strong and they're maintaining their density. And that doesn't even touch the tip of the iceberg, because your organ health, the circulation, the pumping, the strengthening that you're giving all of your organs, as well as your digestion, it's just never ending. And then the oxygen that you're bringing in by nose breathing and building the habit of nose breathing. So you're keeping your hormones more balanced and your central nervous system more calm. You're also having that higher level of oxygen in your body without needing to breathe as much. So you're burning body fat without over breathing, because over breathing is a thing. If you read, there's a couple books out. One is called Breath by James Nestor, and the other is Oxygen Advantage. They talk, I think breath is more about talking about over breathing being a problem in our society. You know, when you see somebody, it's like you see someone stressed and they go into the bag and they go, well, according to these books, when we stress in our lives, we actually need to slow our breath down and keep it still. And it's funny because, it's not funny, but when we jump, when we exercise, it is a form of stress training in a sense, because we're bringing more intensity into our bodies, so we want to slow our breath down. And when we really connect with our breath, while we're jumping, that's when our fitness can just soar. because we really do keep our hormones balanced, our stress hormones down, our central nervous system calm, a really beautiful relationship with our rebounder and with our exercise regime, and then we can stay more consistent, and consistency is key. That's all that it is. And consistency is easy when we're jumping on trampolines, and we really love our trampolines as well. And so you've heard me say it before, I haven't said it in a while, but quality is everything when it comes to jumping. And so know that if you decide to make an investment in a higher quality rebounder like the Cellerciser rebounder, if you have access to it, or a high quality Bungee rebounder like the Pro Series Jump Sport rebounders, or even the Backless, which is more expensive, but I don't know if there's much difference between the Backless and the Jump Sport. But long story short, if you do invest in the Cellerciser because you have access to it, it will be for your health investment. It will be life lasting. It will be the best investment you'll ever make, because every bounce session will be so much fun. It will be like you get the best bounce in the whole trampoline park. If all of the trampoline park rebounders or trampolines all had different bounces, you're on the one with the best bounce. So just keep it in mind, because the Cellerciser is an amazing rebounder, and eventually you want to get yourself on the higher quality rebounders, and so that you can just be at ease with knowing that your rebounder isn't breaking down, and you're getting the best bounce, and you're going to be able to get the best results, and you're going to be able to bounce minimally and get more results because of the efficiency of the way that the Cellerciser bounces. And so long story short, we just want to be healthy, we want to be consistent, we want to be having fun, we want to be feeling good, and we want to be able to go through any obstacle that comes our way, because that's what life is all about. It's all about obstacles coming, but we navigate. And when we have our fitness in check, and we're staying consistent, and we have our health in check because our immune system is strong, we're staying hydrated, we're making good choices, then we can navigate through what life brings us, and we notice that we keep jumping instead. And it's the best part of our day. Even if stress arises, this is our highest priority, because we know that it's going to bring us into our nose breath, it's going to calm our bodies, and it's going to keep things moving, because stagnant energy is where anxiety can build up and stress can build up. So this is our health machine, our anti-stress machine, and then of course our physical fitness machine that just keeps us in incredible health. All right, trophies, lots of love. You did so great today, and I will obviously see you very soon, or trophies, Steffi will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.